They just projecting. They're putting things that they don't believe that they can do on you.
Amended civil complaint, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, is now being accused of drugging a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that that's the type of person that I fell in love with.
Really like him though. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
Jay-Z seems to be losing control as a growing number of young women come forward with shocking accusations that could destroy his legacy.
A new civil lawsuit accuses him of 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs at a house party more than 2 decades ago.
Did Rihanna just hint that she was allegedly forced into something unimaginable by Jay-Z and Beyonce?
They're interested in a lot of things that don't matter.
What about Beyonce's plot against Blue Cantrell to silence her career after she revealed her feelings for Jay-Z?
I really like him though. And I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
This isn't just about accusations. It's about uncovering the unsettling truths behind one of the industry's most powerful figures. So, who are these women allegedly speaking against Jay-Z, and what are they saying? Let's start with Riri. For years, there have been whispers that Jay-Z's relationship with Rihanna was far from professional.
When I met her that day, I knew she was a star. Like, just her look, the way she walked into a room.
Back in 2009, Chris Brown pleaded guilty to assaulting Rihanna, a shocking event that captured global headlines. But beneath the surface, there was another story that Chris later revealed. He claimed that Rihanna had given him herpes, which was the catalyst for much of the tension between them. According to Brown's $10 million pro se complaint, he alleged that Rihanna failed to disclose her condition, and when he threatened to take legal action, things escalated. Brown claimed that Rihanna then attacked herself and made it appear as though he was the one who has lauded her, flipping the narrative entirely. In his lawsuit, Chris stated that Rihanna's attack on him was not only physical but psychological. He described waking up one morning with 3 blisters on his private parts, leading him to panic about his health and the risk of spreading the infection to others. He went on to say that this discovery shattered his relationship with Rihanna and ruined his plans to propose to her. He even wrote the song "Don't Wake Me Up" as a tribute to their relationship, which was ultimately doomed by what he alleged was her betrayal.
Too much light in this window. Don't wake me up.
Chris's accusations didn't stop at the herpes allegations. He claimed that Rihanna's actions and lies cost him millions of dollars in lost endorsements and job opportunities. According to Chris, Rihanna's story of the as-ult was a calculated move to shift the public's perception in her favor and damage his career. These accusations created an even more complex narrative behind their infamous altercation. But as the public tried to digest these claims, more rumors began to surface, raising the question, did Rihanna give herpes to someone else? A model who had previously worked with the singer came forward with allegations that he, too, had contracted herpes after being with her, adding another layer of controversy to an already scandalous situation. However, the story gets even more convoluted when we look at where Rihanna might have contracted the virus. According to Jaguar Wright, a well-known figure in the music industry who has never been shy about exposing dark secrets, the source of Rihanna's herpes infection may have been Jay-Z.
Like, people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night.
Jaguar Wright alleged that Jay-Z's relationships with younger artists like Rihanna may have exposed him to herpes, which he then passed on. Wright claimed Jay-Z had an affair with Rihanna during her early years at Def Jam. This accusation aligns with Jay-Z's history of infidelity and media rumors involving other women. The timeline of these alleged affairs lines up with the period in which Rihanna and Jay-Z were reportedly romantically involved. Rihanna's rise to fame began when she was just 15 years old, after being discovered by record producer Evan Rogers while she was vacationing in Barbados. Rogers was immediately struck by her presence and unique look, stating, "If that girl can sing, then holy-ish." This encounter led to her first single, Ponder Replay, being recorded and sent to various record labels. By December 2004, Rihanna's demo landed on Jay-Z's desk at Def Jam, where he served as president of the label. He was so impressed with the young singer that he allegedly told her there were only 2 ways out of the meeting room: through the door with a signed contract, or through the window if she refused.
There are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Rihanna signed with Def Jam that night, marking the start of her meteoric rise to stardom. Under Jay-Z's guidance, Rihanna went on to release a string of hits, including Umbrella, which became a global anthem. Their professional relationship seemed unshakable, but rumors of a romantic involvement persisted. Celebrity biographer J. Randy Terbarelli fueled these rumors in his book Becoming Beyoncé, The Untold Story, where he claimed that Jay-Z and Rihanna were romantically involved as early as 2005. According to the book, Beyoncé was so uncomfortable with the situation that she briefly split from Jay-Z for a year due to her suspicions. The disturbing part is that this isn't an isolated incident. Jay-Z's reputation has been tainted with multiple claims of inappropriate behavior with young women in the industry, and some believe that Diddy knows more about this than he's letting on. For context, Foxy Brown allegedly confessed that her ticket to rap stardom came at a cost, and it all happened while she was young. There are rumors that she claims Jay-Z, then 27, took her V-card when she was just 15 years old, and that Hova, who as the story goes has a horse-like you-know-what, funded her shopping trips and pampering at hair and nail salons while she was still in high school, all to get into bed with her.
In the beginning, we'd jump in the van, we'd go to Maryland, we'd go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
But wait, there's more. Allegedly, Jay-Z, according to Foxy, has a thing for trans people. The claim is that she said she discovered this after one began calling and harassing her shortly after Jay-Z gave her the G infection.
That I think about what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think about what I'm gonna do.
Allegedly, she claimed that during one of her sessions with Jay-Z, there had been a video recording involved. This session was far from private, as another high-profile individual was allegedly present, none other than the multi-talented Jamie Foxx, who played the role of Wanda in the iconic sketch comedy show In Living Color. It appears Foxy's supposed account ventured into even murkier territory when she allegedly disclosed that Jay-Z had compelled her to sign multiple non-disclosure agreements or gag orders related to an intimate encounter that involved all three of them, herself, Jamie Foxx, and Jay-Z. She asserted that this encounter was, in fact, a threesome. The sensational twist in this story occurred when, shortly after this incident, the alleged videotape of that supposed particular rendezvous mysteriously disappeared from her home. Foxy Brown firmly believes that Jay-Z had a hand in the disappearance of this tape, raising suspicions about his involvement in the alleged theft. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. Beyond the shocking revelations and claims, there are claims that Foxy Brown divulged another intriguing facet of Jay-Z's life. Supposedly, according to her, there was an enduring consistency in Jay-Z's world that could not be ignored. She allegedly hinted at a connection between Jay-Z and Larry Johnson, suggesting that their relationship may have been more than just casual friendship. The fact that Jay-Z had once shared an apartment with the NBA player, who had a prior association with Rocawear, lent some credence to her insinuations. In her alleged candid recollection of her experiences with Jay-Z, it seems Foxy did not hold back when it came to expressing her sentiments about Jay's wife, Beyoncé. Her feelings towards Beyoncé were far from sugar-coated, to say the least. Foxy Brown left no room for ambiguity in her candid remarks regarding the global superstar. Foxy allegedly claimed that Beyoncé had also been infected by Jay-Z, purportedly saying, "Now he is with Beyoncé, F that halitosis infected H." Adding to the speculation around Jay-Z and Foxy Brown's dynamic is their collaboration on the track Ain't No. The song opened with Jay-Z's confident lyrics, offering what many interpreted as a nod to Foxy Brown. Fox Brown. Yeah, Jay-Z, what? I keep it fresher than the next by. No need for you to ever sweat the next bee. With speed, I make the best bee see the exit, indeed. He continued with lines suggesting admiration and generosity. You gotta know you're thoroughly respected by me. You get the keys to the Lexus with no driver. You got your own 96-something to ride. And keep your tied up in Versace, that's why. The chorus of the track evolved into a seamless duet between Foxy Brown and Jay-Z, further fueling curiosity about the nature of their relationship. Ain't no end like the one I got. No one can F you better. Sleeps around, but he gives me a lot. Keeps you in diamonds and leathers. Friends will tell me I should leave you alone. Tell the freaks to find a man of their own, man of their own, man of their own. The issue of Foxy Brown's age during the release of the song in 1996 remains contentious, yet official records indicate that all pre-mixed recordings, including vocals, had been completed by 1994, when Brown was approximately 14 or 15 years old. While Foxy Brown was undoubtedly a remarkable performer who left audiences yearning for more, it is Jay-Z's repeated inclusion of her in his tours that raised eyebrows. Many people were left wondering if their connection was merely a friendship, or if there was more to it than met the eye. Why did they maintain silence on the subject? Well, one fact that must be considered is Foxy Brown's age when she initially crossed paths with Jay-Z. It is alleged that she was just 15 years old when they first encountered each other, whereas Jay-Z was 27 at that time.
We have a history that supersedes music.
This is where things start to get rather peculiar. Foxy would later sign a contract with Def Jam, and only afterward did allegations surface suggesting a romantic liaison between her and Jay. Once again, Foxy vehemently denied these claims, insisting that her connection with Jay was rooted solely in their shared passion for music. Nevertheless, the circumstances surrounding a 27-year-old man's friendship with a 15-year-old girl undoubtedly raise eyebrows. Their onstage chemistry was hard to ignore, and Jay-Z often invited Foxy to perform with him during his tours. All of this transpired while Foxy was still a teenager. The situation began to draw comparisons to the Aaliyah and R. Kelly scandal of that era, where people couldn't help but feel that they were remarkably close. Always seen together, mingling in the same circles, partying together, it made folks speculate whether there was more to their relationship than they were letting on. In the 1990s, people began to draw parallels between Foxy Brown and Jay-Z and Lil' Kim and Biggie, noting the undeniable chemistry they shared. In the case of Lil' Kim and Biggie, the connection went beyond friendship into a romantic one. It was natural for people to wonder if Jay-Z and Foxy shared a similar bond. Even the infamous Ether track by Nas seemed to imply that Jay-Z had a romantic relationship with Foxy, further fueling the speculation that their connection went beyond mere friendship. Damon Dash was also recently interviewed by Nick Cannon, who asked him, "At what age was Foxy Brown signed?" And Cannon responded by saying, "I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown. I didn't sign Foxy Brown. Stop putting me in that. Don't beat around the bush. Say what you want to say. What do you mean by that question? It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him." Well, when Cannon pressed him to give a clear answer, he exploded on the host.
Kenyatta, I'm just asking.
Why you bring that up? What happened with Foxy Brown? I don't know. What are you saying?
But as fate would have it, Damon did slip up while evading the question, which basically proved that there was something going on intimately between Foxy and Jay-Z. He said, "I never stuck my C in the Fox's box, but damned if I ain't opened Pandora's box. They try to slander your man on CNN and Fox." Sometime after the allegations were made, Foxy Brown addressed them, claiming that they were as false as they come. She said, "The atrociousness of this story sickened me to my stomach. Any and everyone involved will be contacted by my attorney. In all my years in the music industry, these are the most disgusting and disrespectful allegations I've ever experienced. This fictitious story, with no audio, visual, or written interview, clearly was concocted with malicious intent. I will not let any undercover hater create discord and disrespect my name and reputation. This disrespect will not be tolerated." Wendy Williams was also convinced that there was something shady about Jay-Z and Foxy Brown's relationship. While announcing Foxy's memoirs release, Wendy took some jibs at the celeb's unnatural relationship.
Allegedly a romantical thing. It's all right, I'll say alleged, but we know. Yeah, she hit it before Beyonce.
Moving on, we have Jay-Z's shady connection to Aaliyah. Theories connecting Beyonce and Jay-Z to Aaliyah's death have circulated for years. Some suggest that Aaliyah's unmatched talent posed a threat to Beyonce, who was still emerging as a solo artist in the early 2000s. With Aaliyah out of the picture, Beyonce could rise unchallenged to claim her throne as Queen Bey.
And Beyonce's solo career was struggling. Jam on your horn now, that ass record. From the Austin, it was some of the worst.
These allegations might sound far-fetched, but they gain credibility when you consider Jay-Z's past relationships. Before marrying Beyonce, Jay-Z was rumored to have pursued Aaliyah, creating tension between him and Dame Dash. Could jealousy and rivalry have played a role in the events leading up to Aaliyah's death?
Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know.
but it never worked out for them. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah.
The princess of urban pop was a music icon who made waves from an early age. Her career kicked off when she was just 10 years old, and by the time she released her debut hit Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, she was already on her way to stardom. Her smooth vocals, magnetic stage presence, and ability to blend R&B with urban beats made her a standout. But tragically, on August 25, 2001, the world lost Aaliyah far too soon, along with all the promise and talent she carried.
Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer. She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning, fans asking, why her? She was on a small plane heading to Florida from the Bahamas, where she was shooting a music video.
The news of her death sent shockwaves through the industry. Friends, collaborators, and fans alike were heartbroken, struggling to come to terms with the fact that someone so gifted was gone so suddenly.
Sweetest person you can know, very intelligent. She knew what she was about and she knew what she wanted to do with her life.
Aaliyah was my best friend. She was a beautiful person on the inside and out. And I'm just shocked.
But as details of the accident came out, it became clear this wasn't just a straightforward tragedy. The circumstances were unusual, even suspicious. The plane went down shortly after takeoff in what should have been perfect flying conditions. Investigators later revealed that all 6 people on board lost their lives. But what raised eyebrows the most? The pilot was found to be under the influence, and reports suggested Aaliyah herself might have been drugged. As more layers of the story unfolded, suspicions grew. One name repeatedly came up in connection to Aaliyah's final moments: Hype Williams, the director of her last music video, Rock the Boat. Originally, the video was planned to use green screens and underwater shots in Miami. But Williams made a sudden decision to move the shoot to the Bahamas. Why such a drastic change in plans? Why not stick to Miami's beaches, which would have been just as scenic and far more convenient? Fans have been asking the same questions. Many believe this move wasn't just random, but part of something more calculated. Even those closest to Aaliyah have raised concerns. Her fiancé at the time, Damon Dash, spoke about her unease with the flight in an interview. He shared a chilling detail about her reluctance to board the plane that would ultimately crash. Dash wasn't the only one to call out the suspicious circumstances. Aaliyah's fans, always loyal and protective of her legacy, dug deeper into what happened. Another unsettling claim? Lenny Kravitz had reportedly offered Aaliyah a private jet for the trip, but somehow, Hype Williams ended up using that jet for himself. Aaliyah was left to board the smaller, less safe plane that ultimately crashed. One fan summed up the frustration and heartbreak, writing, "Listen to an interview with Dame Dash. He said Aaliyah didn't want to get on that plane. Lenny Kravitz offered her a private jet to take instead. Hype Williams took the jet instead of her and had her take that little plane that ended up crashing. SMH. Now, in addition to all this, there are 3 names which have been constantly mentioned in relation to Aaliyah's demise: Beyonce, Jay-Z, and R. Kelly. For context, Aaliyah's rise to fame started early, with her debut album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number releasing when she was just 15. But behind the success was a troubling connection to R. Kelly, the album's producer. Rumors of a romantic relationship followed them, despite Aaliyah's attempts to keep things private. In interviews, she called their bond close, but denied anything romantic, brushing off claims they had secretly married. The rumors intensified when Vibe magazine published a copy of their marriage certificate, showing the pair had wed in August 1994. The certificate falsely listed Aaliyah's age as 18. She was only 15, while Kelly was 27. Her parents quickly annulled the marriage in 1995, but the scandal left a lasting mark. Both denied the marriage, but Kelly's former tour manager later admitted to forging documents, claiming the marriage was prompted by Aaliyah's alleged pregnancy. Aaliyah distanced herself from the controversy as she grew older. In a 1997 lawsuit, she confirmed she had lied about her age and requested all records of the marriage be erased. Publicly and privately, she refused to talk about Kelly, describing him only as a bad man to her boyfriend Damon Dash. The 2019 documentary Surviving R. Kelly reignited interest in their relationship, with witnesses alleging inappropriate behavior by Kelly. During his trial in 2021, Aaliyah's marriage became a key focus, highlighting her exploitation. Kelly was ultimately convicted of multiple crimes, including child exploitation, and sentenced to 30 years in prison. While Kelly's crimes were exposed, other names in the industry also came under scrutiny. Damon Dash, co-founder of Rockefeller Records and Aaliyah's partner before her tragic death, has openly criticized his former business partner Jay-Z for working with Kelly. During an interview on the That's Effed Up podcast, Dash expressed frustration over Jay-Z's decision to collaborate with Kelly despite the allegations. Reflecting on Kelly's conviction, Dash said, "I think he's where he belongs," hinting that he had firsthand knowledge of how Kelly hurt Aaliyah.
Yeah, I know Aaliyah, so I know what he did.
Oh.
I can't be objective about that.
When asked if he ever confronted R. Kelly about how he treated Aaliyah, Damon Dash shared that Aaliyah herself had begged him to leave it alone completely. Even when they appeared in the same music video, she made sure there would be no confrontations or shared scenes with R. Kelly. But let's get into the tea. Damon was seriously uncomfortable when Jay-Z decided to collaborate with R. Kelly on the Best of Both Worlds. Imagine knowing the truth about R. Kelly and still moving forward with a whole album. Damon didn't want any part of it, saying, "I'm not there as an executive producer. Just don't put my name on that. I don't want no money from that. If it is, put it towards the Aaliyah Foundation." Damon also spilled that both he and Jay-Z were interested in Aaliyah at one point. According to him, Aaliyah wasn't just some casual fling. She was a queen. He described how people in their circle were constantly pursuing her, saying, "Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro. The big deal was, who could get with her?" Apparently, Jay-Z got salty when he realized Damon was making progress. Damon shared how things got a little competitive. "I remember coming downstairs, and Jay-Z had this sigh. His friends were teasing him and making jokes. Now here's where it gets deeper. Some people believe Jay-Z's obsession with Aaliyah went far beyond casual interest. It's been rumored that her untimely death was connected to the Illuminati, and Jay-Z might have played a role. You see, Aaliyah was the queen of R&B in her prime, and that kind of influence didn't go unnoticed. Allegedly, the Illuminati tried to recruit her, but she wasn't having it. Refusing the Illuminati isn't just a no, it's a problem. Her rejection may have upset some powerful people, including Jay-Z, who was allegedly under their thumb.
And we ended up in the same house, 4th of July, so we were, for some reason, this day...
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house?
Yeah.
What makes this theory even more suspicious? Around the same time, Jay-Z met Beyonce, who some claim was chosen by the Illuminati to replace Aaliyah. Beyonce was seen as the perfect puppet to carry on the legacy that Aaliyah refused to fulfill. Anyway, another female artist who allegedly went through the vicious hands of Jay-Z and Beyonce is Blue Cantrell. In the early 2000s, Blue Cantrell was one of the biggest names in R&B, and even gave Beyonce a run for her money and her man. Tracks like Hit 'Em Up, Style and Breathe shot up the charts in the US and beyond. But after years of success, the singer disappeared from the public eye.
I always listened to jazz as a child. It was something that was always in my house, and, Manhattan Transfers.
Blue, real name Tiffany Cobb, moved from Rhode Island to New York City to try and make it as a singer when she was just 17 years old. Despite her obvious talents, the talented singer had no luck in the Big Apple. But during a random visit to Atlanta to visit her sister, someone finally took an interest in her. She had been visiting the city when someone approached her in a hotel lobby and told her that she looked like a singer. Funny, they should say that. And I said, "Well, actually, I am a singer." I guessed it was a pickup line, but he brought me to Red Zone and they signed me after they heard me sing, Blue told Polestar in a 2001 interview. Before long, Blue had 5 different record labels fighting for her to sign with them, which is a bit more like it if you ask me. Eventually, she agreed to sign with Arista Records, though she may have signed on that dotted line a little too eagerly.
While he was scheming, I was steaming in the Beamer, just steaming. Can't believe that
She released her first single, Hit 'Em Up Style, in April 2001, and it was an immediate hit. The song reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and even earned her a Grammy nomination for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance. Pretty decent for your first ever single. Remember, around this time, Beyonce was also hitting her peak in the music industry. The success continued for Blue that year with the release of her debut album, So Blue, which was certified platinum. She was on the up and up all the way through 2003 when she released her second album, Bittersweet, which included the hit single Breath featuring featuring Sean Paul, which coincidentally also became a TikTok hit and earned her second Grammy nomination, this time for Best R&B Album. And that's when her trouble with Queen Bey began. Amid all her success, Blue was constantly plagued with rumors that she had an intense feud with superstar Beyoncé. Of course, Beyoncé is arguably the biggest pop star in the world today, but in the early 2000s, Miss B had just launched her solo career with the album Dangerously in Love and was in the early stages of her relationship with Jay-Z. Since Blue had a close friendship with Jay and was releasing chart-topping R&B singles right around the same time as Bey started to, it was only a matter of time before the whispers started. Blue insisted to anyone who asked that nothing was going on between her and Jay, though she once admitted to Wendy Williams that she had a big crush on him.
Really like him though, and I don't care who he's dating. I always had a crush on him though.
If he came in right now and we were all not here.
In any case, while these allegations continue to unfold, one thing is clear. Jay-Z's name is no longer just tied to music and business success. His legacy now faces scrutiny as more women step forward with their stories. Is this a coordinated attack on a powerful figure, or are we witnessing the unraveling of a carefully crafted image? Whatever the truth may be, these accusations are shaking the foundation of Jay-Z's empire. Could this finally be the beginning of his downfall? Or will his power and influence shield him from accountability once again? Only time will tell. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.